4 touches in the first quarter for Tyler Warren. Now Taylor up the middle. He's got some room. Jonathan Taylor into Miami territory. And good for another Colts first down. A gain of 13.
Jason, you just talked about this offensive line and what was happening with the new guys. Certainly looked like they cleared some space. Take a look here. There's Bortolini. There's Gonzalez.
And right now a 17-0 Colts lead on the Dolphins. Jonathan Taylor has some room. Lowers his shoulder and still going. A big punishing run for JT. Minka Fitzpatrick the tackle after a gain of 15.
And they catch Anthony Weaver there. He's blitzing, probably anticipating pass, where now you're seeing 2 guys come up in the middle, and Bortolini does a great job of taking the blitz.
And you can see that it's not like there's a lot of separation when he's in coverage, because he's all over.
It's 3rd down and 2 out of the backfield. Taylor on the move. He's chased by Surtain and Singleton and Hufanga out of bounds. Galloping downfield. Takes it outside the 10. On a catch and run that covers a lot of territory. 43 yards, 1st and 10. 1 timeout, Indy. Had to take it there because the injury timeout inside 2 minutes. It's Taylor who walks in. Touchdown! Daniel Jones throws his 2nd touchdown pass of the season. First today.
Well, 23, the rookie Barron was in there, and he was to the inside. He was the closest defender, and he chased it. You're asking me who? I would tend to say the rookie Barron, but to get a big chunk, to get a big distance, take it all the way.
Daniel Jones, they got by 1. Taylor gets by another. Oh, he's off to the races. A foot race with Surtain. Here comes Hufanga. There goes Taylor. Out of bounds at the 9. Oh, what a run. 69 yards.
They've done a great job of containing him most of the day, keeping it to short gains. There he breaks through a tackle. 2 guys are in position. Singleton and Surtain are in position, but they jump too far to the outside, which allows Taylor to get inside. Hufanga's able to chase him down.
And now
Moelle Cox on the left side of the offensive line. A high snap. They get it to Taylor. Taylor goes to the goal line. He's into the end zone. But a flag is down on the far side. Taylor.
They've run this play multiple times. He follows number 56, Quentin Nelson, into the promised land. And that was one impressive drive by the Indianapolis Colts, with the key play being that Daniel Jones.
And the Colts not only have the possession here, they do get the football out of the locker room in the second half. Taylor, best run of the day for him, and he'll move the chains inside the 35. Let's check in with Adam Schein in New York.
180.
2nd down and 4 to Taylor. Taylor explodes, makes a man miss to his right. Spin move, a beauty, inside the 30. High step into the 25, inside the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Jonathan Taylor, 46 yards. A magical start to the season and a rather magical run by Jonathan Taylor.
And guess who?
2nd and goal. They go to him again. He goes to his right, bounces to the edge, trying to get to the goal line. He is in. He kept his feet moving. It's a 2-yard touchdown plunge by Jonathan Taylor.
It wasn't even really blocked all that well. That was look at 28.
The 24, here's Jonathan Taylor bouncing to the edge. Taylor turns on the Jets, and he's got a first down. Out of bounds near the 11 of Los Angeles. A pickup of 12 and a first down.
I just want you to watch this. Watch the patience. And now remember, this is a guy.
180.
The give. Jonathan Taylor is in for a Colts touchdown.
Darian Porter, the rookie, is like, I didn't sign up for this.
If they get to the end zone, they don't have to worry about it unless they want an extra point. Jonathan Taylor, down a sideline he goes. Flipped in the air at the 15-yard line. As steady and productive a runner as there is in the league.
Yeah, when we saw the touchdown run, Quentin Nelson going the other way, the big number 56 getting on the outside, putting just a body.
180.
Jonathan Taylor, big hole. Down to the 26-27-yard line, a Colts first down. Now with the lead, we might see a lot more of Jonathan Taylor.
3 tight ends, and they're just going to try to bully the Raiders. Drive a Mack truck through that hole. Jonathan Taylor's so efficient. There's never any wasted motion at steps. Doesn't really stutter. He's constantly moving forward.
180.
Jonathan Taylor, he's got 1 touchdown today. He's got 2.
Watch as this opens up. Just roll the replay. He presses it, patient, sidestep. Lamau and Roberts can't even get to him in time.
And the Colts are going to get a lot of work on 2-point conversions. Having to earn his way back, and accountability, and sending the right message is what's out there for Shane Steichen and this Colt team. And there he goes, Jonathan Taylor, his 3rd touchdown today.
Watch the offensive line, in particular. See the right guard, Mac Gonzalez, coming up through there. Just blasting Landon Roberts to the back of the end zone. By air, by land, doesn't matter.
I mean, he might need his buddy on defense to help him with the dance. Move a little. Can they get a 2-point conversion? That's about the only thing the Colts haven't done right. Of course, they didn't plan on it. Taylor, he'll get it.
And we're right back where we started with the Indianapolis Colts with the football. It's as if it never happened. On first down, they keep it on the ground. Jonathan Taylor bouncing off tacklers. What a run from Jonathan Taylor out to the 27-yard line. Davis Gaither had a shot at him. Mack Wilson had a shot at him, and he gets 14.
It's just keeping your feet moving, getting in behind your guys up front. He talked about his patience this week. That was one of the things that he wanted to work on. And you could, this offense is so hard to defend because they can beat your run game, play action, and then just straight drop back.
It's Taylor again, sweep to the left side. Jonathan Taylor got a block. Taylor down the sideline, tiptoeing out of bounds inside the 5. Complimentary football certainly helps when you have a running back like Jonathan Taylor.
Well, one of my favorite things was this week was the talk of Quentin Nelson. Here he comes, 56. And Shane Steichen talked about Quentin Nelson as his
2nd and goal. Toss play, Taylor to the edge, to the end zone. The Colts take the lead in the 4th.
But this has been a gutsy performance by the Cardinals.
2nd down, Taylor looking for first down yardage. He's got it and more. And Taylor to the 29. And the Colts, with 16 more from JT, should be able to salt away a 31-27 win.
Well, where is it going? At this stage of the game, where do you want to go? Let's see if we can get in behind big.
Steps in that spot. They rotate up front. On a handoff for Taylor. Big hole. Taylor is gone. Touchdown, Colts. They just cruise down the field, and it's capped off by a 23-yard rip.
Just marched their way right down the field, doing whatever they wanted to. The run game, the play action game, and then finishing it off with some superb blocking up front by the Colts offense. Just spreading the ball all over the field. Every position getting some love from Daniel Jones.
Taylor sets up as a receiver. Now they do a jet sweep to Taylor. Taylor, zigzag move. Taylor works in for the touchdown. They go into the bag of tricks, and they get the payoff.
A jet sweep with all...
Jones seems to think that Steichen won. Steichen wouldn't give it up.
It's a good coach right there.
It's Taylor on the acceleration. Touchdown, Indianapolis. 19 yards. And the hat trick for Jonathan Taylor is third of the day.
My goodness, another one where he's almost untouched on his way into the end zone.
Taylor in the backfield. And Jonathan Taylor will take it to the outside. Couple of defenders take a ride with him.
And they get the football to begin this game, and on first down they run it with Jonathan Taylor. And Taylor's still on his feet, breaking tackles, and Jonathan Taylor picks up 11 yards on first down. Amani Hooker finally gets him to the ground.
Jonathan Taylor, CD, you talked about it in the open, how well and how confident this guy's playing. You know what helps with that?
That's Downs in motion on 2nd and 7. Taylor's got a big hole. Jonathan Taylor into Tennessee territory. Tackled at the 44 by Xavier Woods, but a gain of 16.
Charles, would you start out the game? You said it's a party of 5, and Jonathan Taylor is the +1. Look at that gaping hole.
3 straight plays of at least 10 yards for the Colts. This could be the final play of the quarter. They run it with Taylor again. JT to the outside. JT, 5, touchdown! And the stunner for Taylor, his 12th touchdown of the year. 11th rushing touchdown and 1 through the air, and it's 9-0. And it's Colts ball at the 20. Here's Jonathan Taylor on first down. Big hole. JT in the open field. Down the sideline. Staying in bounds. Still going. Taylor. The distance.
Watch it on TV, but these are tackles in the open field that absolutely have to be made. And the first one is coming up right here. Xavier Woods outran the angle, missed it. Amani Hooker, can you make a play right there? But the speed of Jonathan Taylor ended up taking away the better tackle opportunities.
Charles, I just told you in the break, Jonathan Taylor ended my career as a starter because I missed 2 tackles just like that in the open field again.
The head coach, you can't be in every meeting. You got to be other places. Jim Bob putting it all together for his team, and Shane Steichen appreciates it.
There he goes again. Taylor, yes! History! The first player in NFL history with 3 rushing touchdowns in 3 consecutive games against the same team. Unless they call this a pass.
It's a pass.
Yeah, that's a pass. Oh, come on. You ruined the whole thing.
Taylor is the back. Jonathan Taylor ducking inside. He is in. A touchdown for Indianapolis, and he has tied the Colts all-time record with Edgerrin James.
Well, this is where they're so good. You get down tight. Nobody better than this Colts offensive line. Jonathan Taylor getting into the end zone. You mentioned.
There's that RPO action, and Jonathan Taylor busts it into Atlanta territory and drags multiple defenders down inside the 40.
180.
Looks 2nd and 2. And an easy first down for Taylor there. Big hole opened up on the right side. Well, sometimes you're patient, and sometimes the hole just bursts wide open to pick up a first.
A great job to get up on the back of the lineman here and then boom, see the cutback.
180.
Keep it with Taylor. Bounce to the outside, and a sprint down near the 25 of Atlanta.
Hiding behind him, just waiting for the hole. Hold. There it is on the outside. Hit the afterburners for another big play.
That is now the 4th 1,000-yard season of Taylor's career. He gets 18 more.
180.
They got on 2nd and short. That means it's Taylor time, and he's got the first down, and he busts away from the pack for plenty more. Jonathan Taylor, big run. There he goes, and Indianapolis takes the lead. 83 yards, the longest run of his career.
Going down, he's going nowhere. And once again, the patience. Just get up there, hug the offensive line, keep the legs moving, and then you see the breakout explosive speed. A little bit of a stiff arm there on A.J. Terrell, and he's taking it to distance and gives the Colts the lead once again.
Now they'll go for 2 to try to make it a 7-point lead. And how appropriate was Christina Pink's report about Robinson and Taylor, the respect they have, wanting to make a play? Right back to Taylor with Warren blocking. Touchdown, Taylor! An appropriate finish in Berlin, Germany. It's Taylor's game, and the Colts win in overtime.
In space, you're going to see Jesse Bates here. One-on-one situation. Bring your own blocker. Boom, right there. A little stick to the outside. And the walk-in untouched to finish the game.
You might call that the golden goal. The celly from Jones after an 8th.
They can get out on the edges out here or out there. They have a chance.
Taylor's trying to get to that right edge, and here he goes. Taylor around Cook. Taylor down the sideline. And he's able to break off his biggest run of the game.
He's going to be the left guard. So you're going to wash all this down and pull him, and he's going to make the perfect decision and kick out. He is as good as it gets at the guard position in the National Football League. And when you give that kind of space to Jonathan Taylor, lucky he didn't go the distance.
Whole lot more of Nick Chubb and a little bit more of Ogunbowale. This time, Taylor cuts through and has a first down for Indy. That streak comes to an end thanks to the 12-yard carry for Jonathan Taylor.
Watch the 2 double teams on the interior of the offensive line here. They just move people off the ball, giving Jonathan Taylor.
Jones drifting. He will throw it underneath to Taylor. Taylor's got blockers. Taylor down the sideline and out of bounds. Whatever it takes. And if you're Indy, scheme it up, find some things that work. That's 33 yards on the catch and run.
Watch the offensive line that gets out in front of Jonathan Taylor. They're all going to move out here to the left. And then there are 3 offensive linemen just looking for work and nobody even to hit. And of course, if you put the ball in Jonathan Taylor's hands, he's going to be able to be dynamic with it, and he just flies down the sideline. Beautiful play design. That's the type of thing we're used to seeing from this Colts.
Jones. Give it. Taylor, first down, and more. Spilled out across the 30-yard line. First and goal at the 1. Handoff. Taylor. They try to push him in.
Second effort.
He's there. Touchdown, Colts. Indianapolis with a strong answer. Nice balance.
This is just pure leg drive like we just talked about. That strength, that offseason work.
31-13. It's a handoff to Taylor.
Oh, that might be 70 yards right there.
Yep, Taylor gets his best run of the day. It's 13, and that puts him over 7.
And Rivers drops back, finds Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. Taylor with the big play. First down and much more as the Colts running back is out to midfield. The first big play for this Colts offense of the evening. And nice job there by Rivers. Once again, handling pressure, identifying where it's coming from. Take a look.
Away into the end zone. Robert Saleh trying to keep him out. Second and goal. Taylor is in for the touchdown.
Talked about, but they still have the all-pro, Quentin Nelson, and he does enough inside on Elliott to allow Jonathan Taylor then one-on-one.
Getting Michael Pittman down here, biggest target in this situation. Out of the gun, they hand it to Taylor, who finds a hole and has a touchdown. His NFL-leading 18th rushing touchdown this year, and it's all Colts in the first half of this one.
That's a pretty impressive drive. Heavy run game, just sprinkling enough of the pass game, enough of the alerts to keep the defense